guys, have you missed the old days? Back when ticks existed and sex in Roblox was just walking behind a player? Well, there's some people, fuckers, who do like old Roblox. So, we're doing a brand new event about it, so you guys stop bothering us about the public UGC update. Look at this, kids! 3 items! Big nostalgia! We also have old years! Yeah, go play now! Go, kid. Yeah, I'll be honest, I fell for it too. I thought this event would be great and amazing and fun, if only it could be as great as that. So anyways, just to make it easier for you to follow the timeline, I'll separate my experience playing the event in 4 parts. First impressions, quest, the hub, not that hub you piece of shit, and the boss fight. And then I'll review it as I do in every Arbor review. I remember waiting for the classic minutes before its release. I was just hanging out on the Hunt's hub. It had a countdown and the whole lobby had random classic parts around it. I remember people in the chat would go crazy every time a minute passed. The hype for this event was huge. So, when released, you bet I fucking screamed. I remember looking at the classic hub and just thinking so many things at the same time. It looked like it was in a lucid dream. You can say I got a little too emotional over it for a user that joined in 2017. I know, not classic enough, even though I've been almost half of my life on this platform. I'm gonna go on a little rant right now. If you shame people that have joined after you, go fuck yourself. Any sane person will not care about a fucking join date. I would say more, but I'm kinda scared to become low-tier Arbor, so I'll avoid. Continuing, after just looking a bit at that hub, I decided to join a game. Which game did I join? Adopt. Alrighty, let's talk about Adopt Me. I have defended Adopt Me a lot back then, from being called a virtual gambling for kids game or a cash grab. But now that I saw this game again, I realized people were right. I mean, look at this. It's just trying to trick children into buying this shit. It's a cash grab, and I don't know how I didn't see it back then. Anyways, about the quest. It fucking sucked. You had to raise this little fucker all the way up to adulthood. How do you do that? By doing random ass tasks like going to the playground, putting your pet to sleep, feeding it. You know, like raising an actual pet, except there's no affection from both sides, as it's just a virtual pet made of ones and zeros, and it's just a pet created to take your money. Then I mentioned that it also goes completely out of the theme of the event. That's right, the only thing that has any correlation to the classics theme is a pet being a classic teapot. And that's it. Now, despite the fact that I hated this one, I can tell you one game that doesn't have a challenge. The only challenge on that game is finding the ticks. And that game is Restaurant Tycoon 2. It managed to make a quest where you just have to wait for a new type of customer. Classic customers. 150 of them. If you get enough upgrades soon, you will be able to do it just by being AFK. Because obviously people will love to just stay AFK in the game for 2 hours. That's what you should do for a classic event. Fuck you, Ultra. Now, in the middle of the trash, I struck gold as I got to Dress to Impress. And after pissing off a bunch of kids, I found all the ticks on the map. Now, the Dress to Impress obby they made, which you can only go to after you get all the ticks, was actually kind of fun, even if it was a bit too difficult sometimes. I'd say this is actually second on the list of games I had the most fun on during the classic. It's second because there's a first, obviously. That one is Driving Empire. I know a lot of you probably disagree with me, but I think Driving Empire had a great quest for the classic. It fits into the theme, even gives the player exclusive stuff. It's so good. Also, I'm not even mentioning the love I have for reckless driving around a goofy vehicle playground. I made a game 1 month ago just for driving around with a bicycle. That's how much I love driving without giving a shit. It feels so relaxing. However, it doesn't mean Driving Empire is free from criticism just because I liked it. Adding a 10 Robux 6 Raider Game Pass is very shitty. Profiting off of an event by letting users just skip the challenge isn't fair. I mean, yeah, almost everyone has 10 Robux, but that doesn't mean it's not unfair. It's still giving users who pay a bigger advantage, which means that people who actually want to complete the quest just get slapped in the face. This is the only part of the event where you can't run into something that makes you want to take your grandma's wheelchair and throw it down the stairs. Along with multiple fun quests, there's also pretty cool things you can do in it, like fly with a rocket launcher, throw other people to other games, and really just exploring around. It's a great hub for this event. It shows what the devs can actually do without having to rush the game. This is the most enjoyable part of the event. Twin Atlas really cooked. The Classics hub was so good that it carried the whole event. It incorporated the old Roblox style very well. The only problem I sorta have with the map is the fact that you have to wear this t-shirt to enter the VIP door, which looks so much worse than the old one, which was actually good and created text chaos on my shirt, which is always great, of course. However, as I said before, it doesn't mean Twin Atlas is free from criticism just because I like the game. This moment was coming. Prepare for the biggest rant you're gonna see today. The boss fight against 1x1x1x1, if I can even call it a boss fight, was a joke, right? It has to be, because I cannot comprehend the fact that this ending is actually real. Holy fuck, someone fucking shoot me, because I cannot believe that they would spread Easter eggs around the hub, hinting at 1x1x1x1 coming back. HelperBot said a bunch of shit about the Tix machine explosion just for a nothing burger. There is air in my burger, sir. Where the fuck is the fun at? Oh, sure. It's so fun going around the hub to get random numbers to get the code to the basement and then shoot 1x1x1x1 with a rocket launcher 12 times. Oh, that sounds so fun. How about you go fuck yourself? The hunt had almost no ending. The ending, if I can even call it that, was that you would get the infinite egg with 95 badges. It still disappointed me less than the Classics ending. Oh, but it's realistic! Roblox boss fights at the time were like that! Well, let me tell you something. There's this thing in game design called realism versus fun. And it's a huge challenge in game development, because making your game's mechanics more realistic can drastically reduce the fun players have. And that's exactly the problem with this. There's simply no fun in it. The ending doesn't feel rewarding. Doesn't feel like you actually did anything. You don't even get anything. It isn't worth it to replicate old Roblox mechanics realistically if there's no fun in it. The ending was supposed to be an actual ending. The final appearance from 1x1x1x1. Instead, it just feels like a joke. I mean, it didn't have to be a huge thing with cutscenes and everything, but at least put some effort into it. You could have made 1x1x1x1 challenge us to a obby he made, and then we fight with swords in Sword Fight on the Heights if we get to the end before him. Just imagine having a sword fight with 1x1x1x1 in Sword Fight on the Heights, or any other classic map. The possibilities were endless. To be fair, I can say that would be easy, as I don't know how to script even a little bit. But if anyone here has some advanced scripting knowledge in the comments, please tell me how difficult it would be to make an AI sword fight with you. I know it must not be the easiest task, but I assume it's possible, at least. Also, I think the way we find 1x1x1x1 is the worst part. By entering his bunker. Wasn't he the fucking villain? Why are we committing trespassing? I seriously hope that this doesn't become 1x1x1x1's final appearance. Cause if it does, it's gonna be the second biggest disappointment in Roblox events history. Now, for the review part. First, here are some bullet points for Roblox to improve quality control. Please actually make sure games aren't just producing slop quests made for farming premium payout. Game choice. Some of the games that get featured are mostly overrated or really shitty. Most of the games weren't even classic on a classic event length. There are people that didn't even get to play the classic because they were busy during that time span, which was a total of 5 days. Event ending. The last 2 endings for events were just shit. The hunt didn't even have an actual ending. Now, I feel like I have talked a lot about what I thought about the event, but that was spread along multiple parts. So let's summarize it. I liked mostly the hub, as the quests from games were, in its majority, just grindy or a pain in the ass. The boss fight was the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen, and this event gets a 45 out of 100. Not much improvement from the hub. Have a great rest of your day.